Alright guys, what's going on? We've got War 8, Season 48, and today LVT is going to be matching Nefti. I have some mixed feelings about this war. So Nefti, they banned Sunspot, Colossus, and Kushala. Those are good bans. Nefti have a really strong defense. Their leader used to be in GT40, so he definitely knows what he's doing. And they treat war the way that we treat war. You know, just that's the reason that the alliance exists. So I really like these guys, and we knew based on the wars that they've been having so far this season, they are one loss, and that was to Salty. They beat GT40. Their defense is very strong. They do a really good job of setting up their defense for their bans. And I'm going to be bringing in a weird team. It's going to be Warlock, Bishop, and Absorbing Man. And this is coming off of my death from last war, so I'm going to have a couple of really sloppy fights where I'm just like playing scared, making mistakes, getting caught in dashbacks and stuff like that. If I die in war, I am just like I'm a huge baby about it sometimes, and then also I just like don't trust myself to take fights, especially if it's a death that is 100% my fault, like that massacre from last war. Like when I died to Bullseye with Toad, I didn't really feel that bad, because I felt like I played it, like, I didn't play it great, but you know, I played it okay enough and just got like a bad AI. So yeah, I mean, like this one is... Or that last death, it just hurt a lot. So I'm going to be playing like overly cautious in this war. I'm going to be really careful about when to punish and when not to punish Jabari. I have fought her here with Omega Red a lot, so I kind of know like what, like when she heavies, I know when I can punish and when I can't punish. So I'm going to go in here. Drop a special 2. For this fight, I am just trying to get my bishop set up for my next bishop fight. Here, I'm just kind of like hoping that the incinerate kills her, but it's not. So here I'm gonna combo. I should have relicked there, but it's fine. Fight's over. It's about a minute long. Bishop is just so good. Okay, this is just gonna be a Hulkling. Hulkling is here because there is an 80% physical resistance on this node now. And normally you would want to like Tigra Hulkling. It's a free Tigra fight, but with the extra physical resistance, all of Tigra's damage is physical damage. And so you don't really want to do that here. It's just going to take forever. So I am going to use Absorbing Man in Magma because that's energy damage. And I'm not going to play this fight very well. I'm going to get caught in a dashback. He like almost gets to a special 3. It's just, yeah, I mean, I just play this really bad. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my special 2. Hit his block a little. Right there, I get caught in a dashback. He stops right before he gets to a special 3. I don't think that his special 3 would have killed me or anything. But my controls at this point are feeling like a little bit sticky. I'm feeling like, you know, maybe like I'm nervous, so I'm like, you know, my swipes aren't quite as good as they should be. But we've got it back under control now. Gonna try to heal a little bit to avoid some embarrassment, but it's all good. 45-second fight and the fight is over. Next fight here. So this is kind of interesting. I redid my masteries. I put on full suicides, liquid courage, double edge, and I also rearranged my defense tree to put 5 out of 5 in collar tech. But I don't have collar tech in this fight. There's supposed to be a symbol under his health bar. It's like a red tech symbol, and it is not here. So I basically got scammed out of like 90 units trying to put on collar tech for this fight. And I watched it back with my alliance because I was like, oh, well, maybe like, you know, to me it felt like he was getting a lot of power, but I don't know. And yeah, it just didn't work. So that's super annoying. I really don't know what's going on with this game. We've had a couple of kind of weird things happen with like hitboxes and stuff like that, specials just not connecting. And then this too, it's just a little bit scary that like your mastery build might not stick when you go into a war fight. Like that can be really bad. So for this fight, gonna be using Bishop. And I'm not gonna power start one here because I finished my last fight so close to 2 bars of power. And the things to watch out for here is that Kraven, first of all, he has a built-in limber. Second of all, his root on his special one is a debuff. So if you let him throw a special one in this fight, he is going to remain unblockable for the rest of the fight. So you have to be really careful. It will count as a third debuff, along with the power sting and the heal block. Yeah, so here I'm going to go ahead and drop a special 2. I usually need to make sure that I finish at or around a special 1 for my next fight, which I'm taking kind of unexpectedly. I wasn't going to take it originally. I had it assigned to somebody else, but I wasn't 100% about that matchup. We all talked about it, and I decided to go with Bishop instead. So this is going to be a Zemo. I've taken this fight before with Colossus. Gonna try it with Bishop this time. So gonna parry at the start, build up my prowess, just tap him a little bit, and drop a special 2 on him. He's going to cleanse the incinerate, and he's gonna take a little chunk of damage because of that. So that did about half of his health. So here I'm just, ideally he's not going to throw a special here. Gonna drop another special 2. I have some incinerates on me, so he's taking some feedback damage, and he's just gonna drop. So very straightforward. There are a couple of good options for this fight besides Colossus, and Zemo can be a bit of a problem because you really don't want to use immune champions for him. So this is where my mixed feelings come into play. We did end up winning this war. We played pretty badly. Like, a lot of our deaths were just so like, just stuff that we should not be dying to. Stuff that anyone in tier 1 shouldn't be dying to. We managed to die to this war. But if you look on their side, it says exploration. They missed a path. They had a player accidentally pass a path in section 2, which is really, you know, unfortunate. We've had that happen to us once before against GGIR, like probably like a year ago. But that was a planning mistake, not a player mistake necessarily. This one was a player mistake, so I know that they're like super disappointed. There was no way for them to win. I think they had died like twice before that happened, and we were at like 6. And then we had 2 pretty unfortunate deaths at the end. One of them to a rank 3 bullseye boss, so that makes sense. And yeah, like then I'm assuming that they were saving like their 3-minute boosts and stuff like that, not using invuln for fights that they would normally use invuln for, or like not using PS1s for fights that they would normally want to use those for. So it looks like we won 8-9. Their 9 wouldn't have happened if they hadn't missed that path. So we just got super lucky today, and we know that we didn't deserve to win this one. But really good war to these guys. They're really, really good. And yeah, hopefully we can clean it up for the last few wars. There's 4 wars left. We're 8-0 right now. We need to finish strong. 2 of our wins had a tier 2 multiplier, even though only one of the wars that we had a tier 2 multiplier, we were playing on the tier 2 global and map. So that's a little bit annoying. One of our 2 tier 2 wars should have gotten a tier 1 multiplier, but it is what it is. We kind of expected it, having taken last season off. Anyway, really good war to Nefti. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.